It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Wednesday. It's going to be a great day here in the Ozarks. Not only are we waking up way above freezing this morning, temperatures in the 40s to start, we could hit some record high temperatures today in the 70s across the area. Yes, 70s in February. We were dealing with winter weather just last week, and now we are talking about potentially record-breaking high temperatures. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be feeling spring-like around the area later today. And then maybe later tonight, we get some of those springtime storms that you associate with these 70-degree temperatures. We'll dive right in this morning. I mentioned this morning you're waking up in the low 40s across the region. We've got a south breeze already, and it may be kind of windy today. I have winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. They'll stay out of the south today, allowing for partial sunshine and a nice breeze. High temperatures will land in the low 70s in most communities. It's going to be a fantastic day across the Ozarks. Forecasted high temperature in Springfield today, 72 degrees. The record high, by the way, is 73, set back in 1935. So we may at least tie or even potentially break some record highs from across the region. That is going to be possible later today. It's just going to feel so nice, though. So find some time in your workday if you have to be cooped up indoors. Take a walk around the building this afternoon, get outside after work. Sunset now occurring after 6 p.m. So we're getting a little bit of that daylight a little bit longer in the evenings, and we are looking at a really nice day ahead. I do have some showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, and I mentioned the potential for a few strong storms. I think those are possible very late tonight, well after dark, and it's not a huge severe weather threat. What we're seeing here is a marginal threat of severe storms, and I think the concerns will be for frequent lightning, cloud to ground lightning. It could be a loud night overnight in the Ozarks. And we are also talking about the potential for some large hail up to the size of quarters. So do be mindful of that. That's with this strong storm system moving in late tonight into early Thursday morning. We might have just enough energy to get some of those scattered strong to severe storms with hail to the size of quarters and frequent thunder and lightning. Slightly cooler conditions are then going to build into the area. Tomorrow we'll be in the mid 60s. By Friday, I think we're just at about 60 degrees for the high temperature. Even 60 is above average, or where we typically are this time of the year. So really no cold temperatures in this extended forecast. In fact, I think we're going to stay warm and above average clear through the end of the month. And we are talking about nice conditions setting up again just in time for the weekend. The Ozarks, most of the Midwest, even the Great Lakes, all marked in an area is expected to be well above normal through the end of the month through the first week of March. So we are talking about a big warm up in the Ozarks that looks to stay. So good news for you if you like those warmer than average conditions. Heavy precip is then expected out for the west. That's happening early this morning, but the heavy rain, the gusty winds, and the heavy mountain snow in California is starting to lose some intensity today. They need a break. Atmospheric river conditions happening out in the west. A warming trend ahead for the Great Plains and the Midwest, and of course, we're part of that with our 70s that are in the forecast today. So things are looking pretty good around the country, especially if you're here in the middle. That's where we're nice and quiet. Could get loud, though, later tonight. Temperatures, by the way, tonight will fall back into the 40s. And then we've got highs in the mid 60s for you on Thursday. I think rain showers come to an end on Thursday by the lunch hour. It's just some morning leftover showers and thunderstorms that we'll be dealing with. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question for today. And I'm keeping on theme of going with these presidential questions in honor of President's Day on Monday. This is the question that I left you with yesterday. Which president was nicknamed the, quote, little magician? Do you think it was A, Gerald Ford, B, Ronald Reagan, C, Herbert Hoover, or D, Martin Van Buren? This is not a kind nickname, and it was assigned to D, Martin Van Buren. Doesn't that kind of sound like a magician? I now announce Martin Van Buren. I don't know. Sounds like a magician. They did not mean it as a nice little nickname, though. This was actually a nickname from his enemies. They called him the Little Magician. 2 stabs at Martin Van Buren. Number one, his height. It was recorded that he only stood 5'6", so they were trying to call him little in the sense of his stature. And they called him a magician because of his apparent wily and shrewd political maneuvering. He could kind of sneak his way in and out of certain situations and change his opinions on certain topics. So his enemies gave him the name the Little Magician. Martin Van Buren was the 8th president of the United States and the first president from the state of New York. He was the first president born after the United States had won its independence from England, and he ran for president 3 times, but he only won that very first time. Now you know, the Little Magician was assigned to Martin Van Buren. He was also a main founder of the Democratic Party back then, which surely is a bit different than it is now. Now you know. D, congrats if that was your guess over on aroundtheozarks.com. Here's another chance. After being widowed, which president married his first wife's niece? Who do you think that was? A, Grover Cleveland, B, Benjamin Harrison, C, William McKinley, or D, Dwight D. Eisenhower? Which president married his first wife's niece? You can submit your guess around theozarks.com. While you're there, you can check out the forecast. We've got all the details on the timeline of rain moving in tonight. I think rain and storms happen after 9 p.m. tonight, on and off through the overnight hours, coming to an end by noon tomorrow. Enjoy the high temperatures today. 70 degrees, partly sunny skies, a beautiful spring light.